Hey Pioneer, it's Mrs. Wills, your school librarian, and I am so excited to start reading our whole school read book today, Monday the 9th, and we're going to be sharing Saving Winslow by Sharon Creech. So we're going to start off today by reading the first 3 chapters. If you take a look at your reading schedule on Monday, we're reading chapters 1 through 3. We're going to stop there. I know it's going to be hard not to keep reading on, but we want to make sure that we're all reading together. And that way we can all know exactly what's going to happen at the same time. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to read aloud to you. You're welcome to follow along with your own book if you want, or if you just want to listen and relax and enjoy it that way, that's good with me too. So let's just go ahead and get started. So Saving Winslow by Sharon Creech. All right, chapter 1. Chapter 1's called What Is It? In the laundry basket on the kitchen floor was a lump. Another dead thing? Louis asked. Not yet, his father said. It was the midst of winter when night, like an unwelcome guest, came too early and stayed too long, and when each day seemed smaller than the one before. Louis's mother stared down at the basket that her husband had brought into the house. Another one of Uncle Pete's, I presume? Uncle Pete had a small farm on the outskirts of town. Anything to do with Uncle Pete usually involved Louis's father wasting time or money or doing something dangerous, like chopping down trees or racing tractors through mud fields or disposing of dead animals. Louis's father had already brought home and buried 2 piglets that had not survived their birth. Louis knelt beside the basket. A small gray head with black eyes and feathery eyelashes and sticking up ears emerged. Attached to the head was a trembling, thin body and 4 long, spindly legs, all of it covered in splotchy gray fur, scattered with brown freckles. It was not a dog or a cat. It was a pitiful-looking thing, and it was gazing at Louis. He felt a sudden rush, as if the roof had peeled off the house, and the sun had dived into every corner of the kitchen. A goat? He asked, kneeling beside the basket. No, a donkey, his father said. A mini donkey, born last night. A mini donkey? Louis's hand cupped the donkey's head, patting it gently. The donkey seemed too weak to move. Something wrong with it? The mother is sick. Can't take care of it. Poor Mama, Louis said. Poor baby. What will happen to it? Probably go downhill fast. Might last a day or 2. No! So, his mother said, why do you have a donkey? Why did you bring it home if it might just die in a day or 2? I don't know, his father said. I felt sorry for it. I thought maybe we could at least watch it until it dies. He whispered that last word. The donkey made a small noise that sounded like, please. Louis lifted the donkey from the basket and held it close. It smelled of wet hay. It put its face against Louis's neck and made that noise again. Please. Okay, Louis said. I accept the mission. What mission? To save this pitiful, motherless donkey. Chapter 2. Something different approaching. Louis's house was old and cold and drafty and leaky, rising up out of its stone cellar with good intention, but weakening as it reached the bowed roof, topping the musty attic. The house was like many others on the narrow roads this side of town. Beyond the town stretched farmland and empty fields. In summers past, the house had felt light and airy, with cooling breezes puffing the curtains in and out of the windows, and always his older brother Gus, there, so full of energy and purpose. Come on, Louis, let's paint the porch. And come on, Louis, let's clean out that vegetable patch. And come on, Louis, let's go to the creek. Always with something new to do. But now Gus was in the army, gone already a year, and now it was winter. And each day short and dark and cold. Until this snowy Saturday morning in January, with the wind plastering the windows with wet flakes, when Louis had awakened feeling floaty, suspended in the air, with something different approaching. Chapter 3. Don't let it hear you. Louis had not had the best luck nurturing small creatures. Those worms he brought into the house when he was 3 years old, those cute wriggling things, dried up and died 2 days later. The lightning bugs, so carefully caught and tipped into the glass jar with holes punched in the lid, dead on the bottom of the jar 3 days later. The lively goldfish won at the carnival, belly up at the end of the week. Blue parakeet also won at the carnival, carefully fed and watered and talked to, 3 months, then gasped its last breath at the bottom of its cage. The kitten found at the side of the road ran away the second day. The bird limping across the porch and gently brought indoors flew out an open window 2 days later. Hamster, snake, turtle, lizard, Louis tried, but all of them, each and every one, either shriveled and died or escaped. More recently, he had been longing for a dog. His parents thought it would be a better idea if he borrowed a dog from time to time, one that didn't live with them, one that didn't need walking in the rain and snow, and one that didn't pee on the carpet or chew on the furniture. So Louis was more than a little surprised when his father came home that Saturday morning with the pitiful donkey wrapped in a blue blanket. "I don't want to watch it die," his mother said. "No," Louis said, "no dying. I told you, I accept the mission." The pitiful creature tentatively touched its nose to Louis's. "Oh, don't get attached," his mother warned. "You're going to be heartbroken when it—" "Shh," Louis said. "Don't let it hear you." He asked his father if it was a boy or a girl. "Boy," he said. "Poor thing." His parents stepped out onto the front porch to discuss the situation. Louis could see his mother waving her arms here and there, and his father nodding helplessly, shrugging his shoulders as if he realized he had not thought this through. And then Louis saw him waving his arms and smiling and making a cute donkey face. The pitiful donkey was trembling in Louis's arms, his wee head nuzzling Louis's neck, his long, spindly legs folded up awkwardly. By the time his parents came inside, Louis had a plan. "He'll stay in the cellar. I can sleep there with him on the cot. Maybe you could have the heater on at night. We need to go to the feed store and get some hay for him to sleep on, and a bottle and some milk formula." His mother's mouth opened and shut. No sounds came out. "Mom, will you watch him while Dad and I get supplies?" Louis handed the donkey to her, pushing him gently into her reluctant arms. Louis's mother bent her head to the donkey, studying his sweet face. "Go on," she said, "but I'm warning you both. He may not last the night. And if he does, he may not last another day or two. You're going to be so, so sad." "No," Louis said. "I will save Winslow." "Winslow?" Mom said. "That's his name, Winslow. It just came to me, out of the air." That is the end of chapter 3. I'm going to not even look ahead at chapter 4 because I don't want to be tempted to keep reading, but I can't wait to keep reading and see what happens with Winslow. It sounds so cute to have a little miniature baby donkey. I can't even imagine how adorable he must be. So we're going to have to keep reading to see what's going to happen with Louis and Winslow and everyone else in the book. But I hope that you enjoyed the first 3 chapters of our book and come back tomorrow and we will read the next couple of chapters together. All right, friends, come into the library. Make sure that you fill out the trivia question if you did the reading with us, and I will see you soon. Bye.